I trimmed and sewed 2 different thrifted flat sheets together and left about a 2 to 3 foot opening at the bottom. I stuffed a folded piece of foam inside and then folded it over a headboard. I used hot glue to secure some ties to either side and tied both ends in cute bows.
I ran down to the hardware store and grabbed several pieces of brick molding. My first step was to figure out my spacing. I secured these in place using just painter's tape for now so that I could step back and make sure that they looked the way I wanted them to. And then I secured the brick molding using a nail gun. I used caulking and ran it down the side of the brick molding. This way, everything would look nice and finished. Once that was dry, I was able to add my paint. I applied several coats of white paint so that everything would look like it was one continuous piece. I went ahead and moved the furniture back into the room and got to work on decorating.
I'm gonna go right down the center and just cut them in half so that I have that flat edge to go flush against the board. Space the noodles out with a little bit of spacing in between and then attach them also with the staple gun for some added stability. I worked in sections of about 4 at a time, sprayed a little bit of spray adhesive on, and then just kind of used my hands to firmly work the leather into the channels. I trimmed the edge at the corner and then just tucked it over and secured it tightly with a little bit of spray adhesive and then also more of the staples. Once that corner was secure, I just worked my way down.
I hit the hardware store and picked up some 2x2s and some 3/4 inch plywood. I measured and cut the 2x2s to the height of the headboard that I ultimately wanted to have. Once my frame was built, I added my plywood pieces on top. I screwed these pieces of wood into place. My next step was to cover it the way I wanted it to look. My solution was actually to purchase a 5x7 jute rug online. The price of this rug was only $62. Placed the rug around it and started to staple it into place.
I am going to show you how to make 3 high-end looking headboards using supplies from Dollar Tree. You're going to start by flipping it over so the white side is facing down. On the back, I am using 2 paint sticks and I'm going to hot glue them over the creases. I grabbed a really lightweight towel. So I've ironed out all the creases, laying it flat on my table, and I'm going to put the piece of cardboard over the top and then just fold it around the sides and hot glue it in place. This next headboard uses peel and stick wallpaper tiles from Dollar Tree. And I laid them all out again on that trifold board, made sure that the patterns matched up. To finish off the edges, I am just folding that wallpaper over. Dollar Tree has these rolls of shelf liner. So starting with the trifold board as a base, I am just going to unroll onto the cardboard. You want to line up all these flowers so it looks like one continuous piece. For the back of this one, I am going to fold the remaining adhesive over the back so the edges look nice and finished.
I headed down to the hardware store and picked up some 1x2s. I measured my wall and cut the wood down to size. I stained the wood. I made sure the first piece was plumb, and then I used a nail gun to attach it to the wall. Once I had the first piece in place, I used another piece as a spacer and then secured the next one. I secured all of my vertical boards in place. I secured the pieces on the ceiling. I used LED strip lights with a remote control. I removed the backing and stuck them along the wall and also up onto the ceiling pieces. Turning it on for the first time was exciting.